Good morning. Welcome. Thank you for tuning in to the Kehilat Shari Torah Halacha Review for Friday, the 12th of February. I was going to omit this chapter about Purim in Yerushalayim. Presumably most of us will be right here in Toronto, the Yerushalayim of Southern Ontario, for Purim, but you never know. Just in case you talk to any of your friends or relatives about what they're up to in Yerushalayim there, let me just tell you what happens when the 15th of Adar falls out on Shabbat, as it occurs, in fact, this year. So Purim, the 14th of Adar is on Friday, so the 15th is on Shabbat. So what happens? When that occurs, the resulting celebration in Yerushalayim is called Purim Mishulash, a threefold Purim, because various elements of Purim are spread out over 3 days. The 14th, Friday, the 15th, Shabbos, and the 16th of Adar, which is Sunday. The mitzvahs are spread out over those days as follows. The reading of the Megillah in Jerusalem, as well as the mitzvah of Matanos Levyonim, giving gifts to the needy, as we'll discuss soon, takes place on Friday, the 14th of Adar, actually when the rest of the world is also reading the Megillah. The sages decreed the Megillah should not be read on Shabbos. They were worried that someone carry the Megillah out in the public domain, outside the Eruv, in contravention of the Shabbat rules, similar to what we spoke about on Rosh Hashanah with the shofar. The Al HaNisim, there's an extra paragraph that we add into our Birkat HaMazon and into our Amida, our Shemona Esra. That paragraph, Al HaNisim, the special part that we say for Purim, is recited on Shabbat, on the 15th. So Friday night and Shabbos day and Shalosh Shudas is when we include Al HaNisim. The Torah reading for Purim is read as the Haftorah also there. The Purim meal as well as sending Shalach Manas takes place on Sunday the 16th. Right, so you have some things on Friday, some things on Shabbos, and some things on Sunday. Preferable that one who's in Yerushalayim engage in a festive meal on all 3 days of Purim Mishulash. You know, the Jews, we want to be on the safe side, better have an extra meal just to be sure, right? And also send Shalach Manas on all 3 days. Worthwhile to note that although we don't read the Megillah on Shabbat, it doesn't become Muktzah. Okay. Just so you know, that's for your information. If you happen to find yourself, maybe not this year, but L'Shana Haba in Yerushalayim, next year actually, Purim probably won't be on a Friday, but we should all live long and see it many times. Okay, next topic is Matanot Le'evyonim, gifts to the needy. Maimonides, the great Rambam, writes that one should expend more money on Matanos Levyonim, on gifts to the needy, than on Shalach Manas, on sending Hamantash and candy and Nash and all that stuff, and on the Purim meal. Another sefer, Pelayo, highlights that fulfilling the mitzvah of tzedakah on Purim has an additional reward, because it's not only giving tzedakah, but it's also the sages' mitzvah that they gave us of Matanos Levyonim. Interesting to note that Matanos Levyonim is to give tzedakah to 2 people, whereas Shalach Manas you can fulfill simply by giving 2 kinds of food to 1 person. You check the box, you're yotza, fulfill your mitzvah of Shalach Manas. But tzedakah you have to give to 2 people. What's the story with that? When giving tzedakah, we're instructed to spread our gifts among multiple recipients, as opposed to just give one large gift to 1 person, one larger gift to 1 person. This way, this is conditioning us actually for the act of giving by repeating the action several times. And they're clear here that anyone above the age of bar and bat mitzvah are required to fulfill the mitzvah of Matanos Levyonim, of gifts to those in need. Let's speak just for a minute about our prayers today and tomorrow. Today is Rosh Chodesh, the first of 2 days of Rosh Chodesh Adar. So we are in Shacharis this morning, including Hallel and Musaf for Rosh Chodesh, in addition to Ya'aleh V'Yavo. Same thing will be tonight, Shabbos, and tomorrow. Shabbos day will include Ya'aleh V'Yavo in the Birkat HaMazon, in all of our Amidas. We will say Hallel tomorrow morning as part of the Shacharis service, and additionally there is a different Musaf beginning on page 466 in your Art Scroll Siddur here. If you have the Art Scroll Siddur at home, you begin the Musaf Amida like a regular Shabbat on page 462, 463. You daven through until after Baruch Atah Hashem Hakel HaKadosh. Blessed are you, the Holy God, on page 464, 465. When you turn the page, 466, 467, you'll see a horizontal line in the middle of the page. It says, on Sabbath Rosh Chodesh, the following is substituted. Ata yitzarta olamcha mikedem, you fashioned your world from of old. And that continues on to the next page. That is for this particular month when you have Shabbat and Rosh Chodesh concurrent. Keep your thumb in that on that page for a month, because we're going to have it again next Rosh Chodesh, also Rosh Chodesh Nisan, I believe. Okay, so remember to include all those things. Today, as we mentioned, I think we mentioned it somewhere or other, is this Shabbos is a 3 Kugel Shabbos. We have, since we won't be taking out 3 Sifrei Torah, you can commemorate this at home by making yourself 3 Kugels. That's old Polish custom. Anyway, if we were in Shul, we'd be taking out 3 Sifrei Torah, 1 for the Parsha, 1 for the special additional Rosh Chodesh reading, and 1 for Parshat Shkalim, which reminds us we still have some weeks to go until Rosh Chodesh Nisan, but it reminds us that everybody has an obligation, all the entire Jewish people have an obligation to give a machatzit hashekel, a half shekel, to commemorate the times in the temple days when we would all chip in for the communal offerings, as we have been learning up until our little pause 11 and a half months ago on Tuesday morning, tractate Shkalim from the Talmud. Anyway, the point being, tonight candlelighting is at 5:26 p.m. If we were to gather for a minyan in Shul for Mincha and Kabbalat Shabbat, that would be held at 5:30 p.m. Unfortunately, that's not the case this Shabbos, hopefully soon. And tomorrow morning, when you daven and when you go to sit down with your Chumash to look through the Parshas, remember that there are 3 separate sections to be studied for tomorrow, the Parsha, and those other 2 that we mentioned. You can find a table in the beginning. There's a table of contents that mentions to you which Torah portions and which Haftorahs are read on just such an occasion. Tomorrow evening, Shabbat ends at 6:30, so about 6:40, please join us on Zoom for Zoom Havdalah. Very much looking forward to seeing you then. And remember to be happy, it's Adar. Once we come into the month of Adar, Mishanichnas Adar, we say Marbim B'Simcha, we increase in Simcha. Just when you wouldn't think we could get any happier, by golly, we do it. Have a wonderful Shabbos, have a wonderful month of Adar, and join us again after Shabbos.